What's up, everybody? Today's episode of the Military Millionaire podcast is going to be on all things side hustles. And what I'm actually going to do, hopefully this is streaming live inside the Facebook group. I set everything up, so we'll see if it actually worked. This is my first test. In theory, I'm going to start recording these solo episodes as live content in the Facebook group. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to walk through 2 or 3 posts within the Military Millionaire Facebook group where members asked for side hustle recommendations. And then I'm going to just scroll through. I haven't really dug through most of these, and comment on the suggestions. Good, bad, pros, cons, things to look out for. Maybe block some people live on the group because they're selling shit. Who knows? And then I'm going to switch over to an article that I wrote on my blog way back when, and have slowly updated here and there, with some side hustle ideas that I love. Now, there were 45 on this list. I bet some of them I don't love anymore, but we're going to dig in, right? So for anyone who's listening and or watching and is not familiar, a side hustle is basically any side gig, job, secondary employment that you do to make a little extra cash. Now, here's a couple things that are worth noting. One, this should actually be worth your time. So not all side hustles are created equal, as we'll dig into. And 2, you should, can't tell you what to do, not financial advice, yada, blah, blah, blah. You should be saving the money from your side hustles to reinvest in ventures that will make you financially free. So you should not be taking the money from your side hustle and going drinking. Maybe a little bit, have some fun. Like, I'm not saying never take $1 out of your side hustle. I'm saying if you make $1,000 a month through a side hustle, you should probably put at least 800 of that into somewhere that will pay you for having it. Right? So maybe that's an index fund that you wouldn't have been able to fund without the side hustle. Because here's the trap. People do side hustles. Like in the military, some popular ones are like making plaques or ribbon stacks during ball season and mounting ribbons and medals, or, furniture or woodworking or whatever, right? There's all these different like common things that you see on base. Or the candles, whatever those fucking Scentsy candles that spouses sell and the MLM, whatever. But the point is, they do these side hustles so that they can live a better life and blow more money on things. And then they never actually set themselves up financially to ever stop. So they're working 24/7 for the man. And then when they're taking a break, they're working for what should be their future. And instead of investing any of that, they blow it. And then now you're stuck working 2 jobs forever, right? That sounds stupid to me. So if you're going to side hustle, at least 50% of it, for fuck's sake, you need to take it and dump it into something that'll pay you. And that could be a mutual fund or an index fund like a Vanguard VTSAX, and just let it ride. Or it could be real estate. I mean, you're not going to be able to buy a real estate every month or like a property every month off of your side hustle. But if you save it in an index fund until you've built said reserves and everything, and you can buy a down payment or do a down payment, like, go for it. Now, here's what we're going to do. And this is the first time I've ever done any of this. So if it backfires, it is what it is. Also, hey, I would love feedback if this is working and live in the Facebook group. Drop me some feedback in there on whether or not you like me doing this. And if it's not, and you see this on YouTube or just on the podcast, comment. Let me know your thought about whether or not I should keep doing it this style. Like, I'm going to keep doing solo episodes, but where I'm like sharing the screen and going through comments and live stuff like that. Or if I should be much more structured, like have all the answers and just do. Whichever one you'd find more valuable. Also, if you haven't done so before, I don't have a sponsor. This podcast has cost me money now for like 6 damn years. Don't get me wrong, the business makes money, but the podcast has never been profitable. I would just love if you could take a moment and go drop a review on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen that, tells the system this is not total shit, so that other people find the podcast, because I love doing this, but I'd probably love it even more if it was, look at this, guys. I'm sorry. I just watch this. So we're going to share the screen. We're going to share the entire screen for screen 2. Share a do. Woo, that's not what I wanted to do. That's screen 2 I want. Let's try that again. It was like the infinity screen for anyone who's just listening. Screen 1. There we go. We're sharing screen 1. That's better. All right. Look at this. These sneaky bastards. So every now and then people create events in the Facebook group. You see all this? This is put on by, Lori Drake. So first off, we're going to cancel this event, delete event, This is the problem. I either can't show events in the Facebook group or scammers put crap on. So then we go over here. We got to go to members. We go to Lori Drake. And then you're getting your ass blocked live on a podcast because you were scamming in the group. Can't stand that shit. All right. Back to focusing on side hustles. All right, so this one, anonymous member. By the way, there's no reason for you to post anonymous stuff in the Facebook group unless it's like personal. This is kind of like active duty members have a side hustle. Do you mind sharing? Dude, people would be able to give you a lot better feedback if you weren't anonymous. Just saying. All right, so we got drop shipping. That is essentially buying something online for cheap and selling it for more. I think it's played out. I think if you're doing it yourself, building it from scratch, great. Do not ever pay for an e-com store or a drop shipping store or done for you service. I've never met anyone who actually made money doing that unless they were selling it. It's all shit. Most of my friends' biggest losses in the entrepreneur journey came from that. I've got buddies who lost 50 grand. I've got buddies who lost 30 grand. Like, don't play that game. Realtor. All right, cool. I mean, that is a good side hustle. But I mean, it's also time consuming. If you're a buying agent and you're showing people houses, busy. Amazon Flex. I don't know if that's like Amazon, like e-com stores, like automation, Facebook automation, all of that world. I'm again not a fan. If that's something different, I'm not familiar. Let's see, what is Amazon Flex? Let's learn something together. Oh, delivering packages with your own vehicle through Amazon. I like it. All right, let's see what this says. Here, look, we're learning something. Oh, that's their credit card, YFlex. Okay, you make $18 to $25 an hour. That's not bad for a side hustle. Not bad at all. That's better than you'd make on like Instacart. I tried Instacart, which is listed on my blog, and it was like $12 an hour. Not worth it. So we got some people doing Amazon, eBay, like selling stuff. I like eBay. I actually love garage sailing. Like Gary Vaynerchuk talks about this all the time, but I have made some decent money taking like $100, going garage sailing, and then selling all the shit online. So that could be a way to make some money. All right, we got one in here asking if there's any mentors wanting to do apprenticeship stuff. Hey, I love that idea. Apprenticing with somebody and learning under their wing is a solid way to learn. If you're looking to do like the real estate side or investing side or whatever, the best way that I can recommend doing this is schedule a call with the War Room Mastermind group, like with my team, and learn about that. That is the way that I am mentoring and doing apprenticeship stuff. If you're looking for other apprenticeship, just find somebody who's living the life you want and talk to them. Real estate photography. Yes, if you're really good at that, you can make really good money doing like Airbnb photos. I've dropped like $400 for somebody to take an hour worth of photos here. The editing is where the magic is. All right. Worked as a bouncer. Kept me from spending money on alcohol. I love this. Might not be the highest pay, but you get to hang out at your favorite bar, talk to people, hang out, have a good life, be the bouncer, be the big scary guy. You're getting paid to do it, and you're not getting hammered and spending all your money. Social media marketing agency. That's my buddy Paul. Good dude. And yeah, he's been doing some stuff since he left. He actually worked with me for a while. Yeah, okay. Mike Hoffman. I don't know that I consider this a side hustle, but I do use the VA loan to house hack. Buy a 2, 3, 4 unit property, move into one side, rent the rest out. Absolutely one of my favorite strategies to get started in real estate, and can be great when it comes to side hustling. All right. We got life insurance agent. Okay, look, I hate this one. Here's the deal. You can make good money. There's nothing against that. But I hate the whole life, index universal life, all that stuff, all the pitches. Like these people, it's not a very regulated industry, and there's not a barrier to entry. And so these people get these licenses and they go start selling whole life insurance, and they don't know what they're selling, but they're convinced it's an investment when it's not. And they sell people shit they don't need because they get a big commission check. And it's just, you're not helping people. Like, I'm sorry. If you want a good life insurance agent, talk to my friend Melissa. I'll drop her a link below. Or talk to an MFAA, which is like Military Family or Military Financial Advisor Association, MFAA, fee-only advisor who's not getting commission for pushing you towards that stuff. I can't get behind selling things I don't believe in. And life insurance is unregulated, and you can make money, but you're making money at other people's expense most of the time. There are ways to do it where it's beneficial to everybody. It's just not the right fit for most service members. John, cutting hair, the freaking barber in the barracks. I love that. That was a good one for a while. We got photography again. Drop shipping. Frank Serrano was selling crayons on the side. The fucking Marines, best customers ever. Tattooing on the side. That's cool. Tattoos is a good one, especially if you're like around the military base. We do have a comment for OnlyFans. As much as that was said in jest, there's money to be made there. I am not going to talk about the morals or the business model or the thing, but I know some people who are making way more money than you and I doing that. So, teaching online at universities. That's actually a really cool one. The reason that I would not jump at that one is because of the barrier to entry that I'd imagine that requires. Like, I couldn't do it. I don't have the degrees. So, I mean, maybe I'm wrong on that, but I don't think that's going to be the most viable option for most people. We got the live-in flip. I do like that. Buy a house, renovate it as you live in it, sell it for more money. Yeah, investing. I agree. Investing. I wouldn't say day trading. I would say, long, slow investing, but I think that's a great move. I do know some people who crush it with options and day trading, but it's not for most. Buying and selling cars. I like that one. You buy low, you sell high. Like if you know your vehicles, you can make some money there for sure, especially with like exotics or niche cars. We got pressure washing driveways. Actually, pressure washing is one that I've seen a lot of people posting about. Like it's not a bad gig for side hustles. So you can do some good there for sure. Now there is some startup costs, right? You're going to have to buy some materials and you're going to have to build a book of business, but that can be a good one. It's just like landscaping or lawn care. Like you're starting an actual business. You got barbershop again, pressure washing company. Look at this. John Wynn, propane and propane accessories. King of the Hill reference if you get it. Mr. Exotic is pushing his line of apparel and getting blocked. Sorry. Not my thing. Carpet cleaning, housekeeping, DoorDash, house hacking. Yep. Got an OnlyFans. Online adult toy stores. Interesting. I'm not going to click that on the podcast. I'll go back to that one because if that's like legitimately like a one-off, they built a website and they're building their own thing, pretty cool. If it's like what was it they used to do? Passion parties. Yeah. If it's like a passion party, like template MLM type thing, nah, not my thing. And we'll probably get rid of it. Property tax appeals. It's an interesting one. Archery business. How to build wood bows, right? So he found a passion that he has, bow and arrow, archery, and he's running with it. I love that. I love taking something you're passionate about and making money. Welding business, found a work from home job with workable hours. Detailing, I like the auto detailing game, especially as these stupid, like, not even quality car washes are popping up all over the world. Henna and event planning. Event planning is probably a good one too. Okay, real estate agent, digital marketing, affiliate marketing. Look, here's the deal. You can absolutely make money doing affiliate marketing. In fact, it's listed on my blog post. But you've got to have an audience or a way to get views. And if you don't have either of those, it's a waste of time. Like, you just got to... Okay, that's an interesting one. Full-time artist. There's some interesting comments there. Dropshipping, pampered chef consultant. All right. Maybe I don't know how that works financially. Battalion commander by day, author, speaker, business coach by night. I like that. I can dig that. YouTube. Private chef. Ooh. Now we're talking. Blount, that's awesome. I like that answer. Private chef. If you were in Missouri, I'd say let's talk. Amazon seller, solar panels remote. That's actually not bad idea. Corey Nelson's doing that. Oh, we're hiring if you're interested. Ugh, man. At least you didn't link to it. I won't get rid of that one right now. I can't stand when people just comment. Like, it'd be the only thing they comment on the entire year. And it's just because they're trying to get business. I bet you he gets a piece of whatever you sell if you come to his company. But, and 7K per sale, I guarantee that's not on all of them because some sales are lower than others. But I do like selling solar. I've got a friend who does it and he's very successful. He doesn't pay me shit to talk about it. Happy to introduce you if you got questions or at least want to vet this guy. Wholesaling real estate, that's not easy to do as a side hustle. It's definitely easier to do when you've got a lot of stuff, a lot of time to focus on it. Flipping couches, pretty sweet. Can't get behind. Can't get behind pushing your own clothing brand and stuff. Turo, so renting your car out. I like that answer. I used to do that as well. I think that's a good one. For the record, if you wonder what my criteria is for actually removing the comment or not, it's, are you only posting this to get some value out of it? And if you're like, I have a line of clothing, and you're linking to the clothing, I'm sorry, that doesn't help anyone. Nobody else is gonna. Maybe I'm just an asshole, but in my head, you're only posting that to get people to your website. And it doesn't. That's basically my go no go criteria. And I figure if people are legit, just trying to help, they'll message me. So take it or leave it. Okay, so we made it through that one. House hacking is incredible. You can see I linked to my blog post, how to earn extra money. Where are we located? We are taking people's weekend money or duty for weekend money, or whatever. Weekend duty for money. Donate plasma. That one works. You can make $800-900 a month doing that. Take some time. Not comfortable, and if you don't like needles, stay away. Driving for Uber. I can't get behind the Forex answer. Pressure washing, $250 an hour. That's solid. That'd pay for your gear really quick. We got Russell Brazel doing Chippendales on his OnlyFans. I'm going to kind of skim through this a little bit faster so that we get to the blog and just have a conversation. Tutoring, cleaning houses. I do like cleaning houses. I think that's a good answer. Deploy. It's not exactly a side hustle. Which state are you located in? Oh, let's see. Is this a pitch? Oh, look. Wow, a pitch with no context, just a screenshot and money. Watch this. Let's see how spammy this gets. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what that is anymore, but we're just gonna get behind that one. Breaking the rule on solicitation or spam. Reselling items. Oh, look at this. This one's good. Melissa, a Air Force respiratory therapist, and she's picking up per diem shifts on her day off. All right, so we got investments. Yeah. I don't consider investing necessarily to be a side hustle. I mean, I guess it is, but that's the end goal. I consider side hustle to be trading your time for money instead of, yeah. This one seems like a setup for a pitch. Oh, look, a pitch. No thanks. Man, my editor's gonna have a field day with this, with all the pausing to remove people. $1,000 for closed referral. That's definitely a pitch. Whatever. All right. Yeah, Gavin does vehicle imports from Japan. If you want to get an R34 Japanese Skyline, he's the dude to talk to. Refereeing sports. That could be a fun one. If you love sports, you can go referee for your favorite sports. We got an Instacart comment. I'm not a fan. It doesn't make you a whole lot of money for what you're doing. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at this. Let's drop our own referral code. Nope. Someone put InstaWork, but they left a referral code, and I don't have any interest in what that is because that drives me nuts. Providing no value, just looking for money. All right. We got one more of these threads to run through. This one's funny. So this guy, I'll call him out publicly because I just posted about him. Chris Clem starts this post. If you could start a side hustle right now to boost your income, would you do it? Or what would you do? And then like 2 hours, 3 hours after he posted it, guess who just happened to comment about their great day trading side hustle that you could make money from? Jesus, so self-serving. Yeah, e-commerce. I mean, I bet you this is a pitch. These are so subtle sometimes. Yeah, we're going to go creep on someone right now. You guys are getting like a masterclass in how I decide whether or not to leave people in the group. Okay, no, there's nothing on the bio saying, all right, we'll trust it. No sales. So, hey, maybe that's legit. If that person reaches out to you about it, let me know. Online marketing and sales. Yeah, absolutely. If you build something that you're really interested, there's a freaking pitch. If you're interested, feel free to message me. No, we're not interested in your pitch. These are all people that never comment on anything, which drives me nuts. Slinging tacos. Yeah, this guy, David, crushes it on his investments, and he's very passive. So that's awesome. Rentals, great. Roll-off containers. I like that answer, like delivering, dropping off, like trailers and stuff like that. That's a solid one, especially if you're doing like roll-off dumpsters for like wholesalers and flippers. Like my former contractor bought some of those and started renting them to people. He'd make like $400 a week, and then I think he'd keep like 300 of it, and it was good. You could buy a couple of those, drop a couple off, and make more money. Like it's not a bad gig. The Spark platform, delivering groceries, right? That's not terrible. $500 a week is pretty solid. Sell books about how to get rich that would in-depth explain how one cannot unless they can sell an idea promising. So, okay, I think I know that I think this person's just talking smack about gurus, but it's very poorly written, so. Federal and private. This is actually a good one. I almost started a company on writing federal resumes. We were going through the rigmarole to do it, and it just wasn't the right timing. But definitely money to be made in that world because federal resumes are not like an easy thing that everybody understands. We've got lawn aerations. We've got Buddy does well. He does a lot of different stuff, but he does lawn aerations, and then he's full schedule, and he does other stuff as well, but that's one of them. I don't like the Amazon whatever issue, but flipping houses. This guy, I hate when people look at this, refer investors to me. No, get out of here, you self-serving person. And I'm okay with you guys seeing who these people are if you're watching this. I'm going to read this out loud. This guy named Greg said, your mom. And then in parentheses, he said, don't be angry. This is a military group. Somebody had to say it. He does your mom as a side hustle. Meep, meep. All right, whatever. Teach online. Benefits. Use your benefits from school, VA, GI Bill. I love that stuff. Home organizing, cleaning, carpet, rug cleaning, junk removal. Woo! Lots of stuff. Pet grooming, lawn care. This looks like someone went to ChatGPT. Bunch of decent answers on there. Construction, high ticket sales. Yeah, you can make good money as a sales guy, that's for sure. But please, for the love of God, don't sell something you don't believe in or use yourself. OnlyFans named Butt Toes. Whatever. Grant writing for nonprofit entities. That's pretty cool. 3 to 5% of the grant amount. That's actually not that's an interesting. Wrote their very first grant last summer. Organization made $15,000 and they got 5% of that. So that's $750. So depending on how much effort it takes for the grant that you're to write a grant, that could be very worth a while, especially if you can do it from home. We got typical military answers: prostitution, selling human organs on the black market. We're going to get rid of this. Selling in the financial industry. Pitching to service members. Amsoil synthetic lubricants. I actually, at one point, I have a really good friend who was signed up for that, and they do pretty well. Okay. So we're going to call that a day on the good old Book of Face. And here you go. Now, I already went to the blog, so I just wanted to show you the homepage. There we go. New fancy designs. This is the blog post that I wrote way back when I had a mustache. And ultimately, the first thing is, like, if you're still active duty, you've got to confirm whether or not you can have a side hustle. Like, just talk to your command. And then from there, gotta, like, get your personal finances in order. If you're taking on a side hustle just to, like, get rid of bad decisions you made and you haven't fixed the habits that cause those bad decisions, it's a vicious cycle. So spend some time figuring out where your money's going and fixing your expenses so that the side hustle will go. So that the side hustle will last longer and go further. Working on your taxes to save money on taxes. That's another great way to save money. You can schedule a free consultation with the same guys I use. They do one for anyone in the community. Yes, that's an affiliate link, which we'll talk about in a minute. Military to agent, right? So you want to become a real estate agent. We actually created a free Facebook group, kind of talks through all that. I am an agent. I've never actively sold a house and don't want to, but my buddy Charlie runs it. You could become a lender. Again, not super passive, but it works. All right. Now, I'm not going to read through all of these. Like, I wrote a bunch of stuff in here. Like, you could design your own app. You do Uber and Lyft, rideshare. I think Uber and Lyft are great, especially if you're moving to a new market, because you're going to get to learn that area. So you'll get really familiar, like intimately familiar with streets and road maps and neighborhoods and everything. And so if you're looking to real estate invest, that's a great way to get familiar with town while making some money, while learning about markets and towns and cities and streets that you want to invest on. Then you can see my little picture here. Me hold my little Instacart badge. Was not a huge fan. Now, it was good because I didn't have to take people around, so I could listen to audiobooks the entire time I was driving. I could make phone calls. I could do my own work. Like, I could be working on my side hustle while side hustling with Instacart. I could be educating myself on podcasts, audiobooks. I could be making phone calls with sellers, like all of that stuff. But the money for Instacart just wasn't great. Now, I've heard there are ways to do it better than what I was doing, but I was not averaging more than $15 an hour, which just wasn't worth it to me at the time. Turo's great. Like, if you have an extra vehicle, rent your car out on Turo to people. I love that. Now, here's some other ones. You could walk dogs. People pay you for that. You do part-time jobs like being a bouncer, officiate sports, delivering pizza. All good options. Now, money online. You can make an ebook that's very valuable and sell it. It's got to actually have value for any of this to work. Build a website or a blog. Get into affiliate marketing, which is just recommending products that you love to people who could benefit. And if this is live, you're getting to see me yawn at the end of an afternoon while recording. And if not, I hope my editor removes it. That was the cue for the editor. Affiliate marketing is a good way to earn extra income. And basically, you're just recommending products to people who have questions. So if they're like, oh my gosh, I would love to, well, here's the example I wrote down. For example, if I say, oh my God, you should go download this Audible book now. And then you get your first book, or go download Audible for free. And then you get your first book for free or whatever. And people click that link, I get like $5, right? So not going to get rich that way. And you got to have a big audience. You got to boost a lot of things. And you should never pitch things you don't believe in. But you can make a little bit of money here and there. Over time, as the traffic to YouTube, podcast, blog, everything else has grown, I'll probably make like $1,200 a month through affiliate marketing without really taking any extra time out of my day. That's been 6 years, though. So now you could do very well with it, but that's, that's where I'm at. YouTube, I make $300 a month on YouTube. Again, I've put out 1,000 videos, not killing it. At one point, I think the most I ever made was like $1,200 in a month. Podcast, I think I mentioned before, like, you don't make money from podcasting most of the time, at least not for a long time. Not through like sponsorships, you can, but the real money from like podcasting is in building the community, and then people trust you enough to, actually pay you for mentorship or buy what you're actually selling. Even then, it's hard to track what came from the podcast versus what came from just networking. You got all the like consulting, build a course, teachable, freelance writing. So this is like writing articles or blogs or resumes or things for other people. So like you go on Fiverr.com or freelancer.com or Upstart or Upwork.com, and you go and do work for other people. And if you're good at like graphic design or writing or voiceovers, like you have a good voice, like there's a lot of things there you'd be surprised what skills you can use to get paid for. Becoming a virtual assistant for somebody can be very lucrative. That's essentially like being an assistant, but you work from home, work anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. I have friends who made a killing flipping websites. I've never done that, but I know that right now I'm trying to buy militarymillionaire.com, and that dude basically won't even respond to me at $5,000. So I don't know what he paid for it, but it probably wasn't that much, and I haven't yet tickled his fancy. So you can be a social media like agency, like run people's accounts, help them grow their account. If you're really good and enjoy social media and design, you can do this, and you can be paid pretty well. Like I pay my copywriter $1,000 a month to write my emails and captions. I know people who pay more than that for people to run their Instagrams, right? You can do it for a good like you can make good money doing it, but you got to be good at what you do. You could be a tutor. You could be I love this one, mobile notary. You get your notary, and then you can drive around to people do closings. You get yourself a good Google business profile with reviews, or people can like click, like they type in mobile notary near me and they find you, and you can make anywhere from $50 to like $250 a closing, depending on how many signatures and notaries. And when people need a notary, they're willing to pay to get something notarized, right? Like it's got to happen fast usually, and then we'll go to whoever they find first. So if you can keep yourself available and be searchable online, you can do very well with that. So I actually really like that one. I got a couple friends who crush it that way, and a lot of them are actually meeting investors this way too. So we got all the typical like mowing yards, shovels driveways and sidewalks, house sitting. I like house sitting. I got some friends who do that. My sister does that. You can do pretty well for that. My sister makes $50 to take your $50 a day to take your dogs out whenever you're out of town. And then I forget what her rate is if she's actually house sitting instead of just taking out the dogs, but she does well doing that. Buy bouncy houses and rent them out or photo booths and rent them out for parties. Charging scooters, like if you live in a city where they have like Bird and Lime scooters, they will pay you to pick them up at night, take them home, and plug them in your garage. And I looked it up. Let's see if I put it down here. $100 a night. $5 per scooter. Not a huge amount of money. But like if you can pick them up in the same spot, drop them off in the same spot, you make $100 for just charging stuff. That's not too crazy. It's $3,000 a month. You can do speaking. It takes time. I was an extra in Hawaii Five-0. I was in a Hawaii Five-0 episode once on a submarine, and I made $480 for a day and a half of work plus food. It's pretty sweet. And I can say I was in a movie or a TV show. TaskRabbit, you can run errands for people, run a stand at a farmer's market, sell off crap you don't need anymore and go more minimal. That's a good one. If you got just junk lying around or nice things that are just lying around, like sell them. You can make some money doing that. Babysitting, washing, detailing cars, mounting metals. Like we already talked about a bunch of this. Selling products, garage sale flip, investing. You can do lending to people. Your thrift savings plan, get the matching contribution. You guys should be doing that anyway. Index funds. House hacking, talked about that. My favorite way. You got wholesaling. These are all different strategies to invest in real estate. Boom. All right, we'll stop the screen share. Bottom line is this, guys. There are a lot of ways to make money with side hustles, and you should find something that you're passionate about, that you actually enjoy doing, and figure out how to monetize it. Or if you're going to go work a side hustle that's kind of monotonous that you don't really enjoy, find one that allows you the time to still work on what you do want to. So like Instacart allowed me to drive around and be on the phone and, listen to audiobooks and network and help myself with my real estate business through talking to sellers, listening to audiobooks and podcasts and stuff like that, but I was getting paid. So that was great. And then a lot of the other stuff I've done, you see on this list, blogging, write a book, sell a planner, like these things aren't the way that you get rich, but they add up. House hacking is probably my favorite way to get started in all of this because it allows you to save what you would be spending on your housing expenses and invest that so that you can grow that quickly. That's, in my opinion, like doesn't take time, doesn't take the capital if you use the VA loan. It's not hard. You've got to live somewhere else anywhere. I just did a webinar on that. Hit me up if you want the replay for it, and I'll give it to you. Or I'm building out a full course that goes really in depth on it. I'm not going to sell it, so you're not going to be able to get access to it anyway, other than joining the War Room Mastermind, because I'm going to have it for free for anyone in that group. There you go. That's as much of a pitch as I give you. But that community really is the best. And I'm investing every bit of time and energy that I can into growing that to be the best place for service members and vets to learn how to build wealth. And so, rather than selling it and trying to profit off it, I'm just adding it for value to the community, which I do sell. But that being said, I hope you got something out of this. I'm going to pretend you did, and I just found out that I can do this, so we're going to stop for a second, and I'm going to tell you all, wow, how was this podcast episode? Wow, I'm so glad you got stuff out of it, because I didn't know that you could do a clapping media sound on Riverside, and that was totally not staged. God, that was corny. Yeah, I don't know if this went live. We're going to go find out. Either way, the podcast is going to come out. Check it out on YouTube if you want to see the video piece. Check it out here if you want to see the audio piece. And have a great day. Oh, don't forget to leave me a review on your favorite platform. I hope this podcast is beneficial.